Greetings. Welcome back to my channel, Ham Radio Test and Review. My name is Dave. I live in Prescott, Arizona. My call sign is November 8 Delta Alpha Victor, or N8DAV, with my name and my call sign. On this channel, I have a motto, and that is, one test is worth 1,000 expert opinions. So today, and like every other day that I do these videos, I go out and I test and test and test. And then at the very end of each video, I sum up and summarize all the results of all the testing that I did for the day, and then I'll give you my opinion. Now, I'm not an expert in any way, shape, form, or manner. I'm just a regular guy just doing regular work here. So if you are interested in any of my videos, please do me a favor and subscribe to my channel and like any of the videos that you feel are worth it. So I would appreciate it. Anyway, I'll be right back with our next test, and the last in the series of the soft rubber flexible stubby antennas is from a company called Bingfu. Now, I believe that all these antennas are all made at the same factory and are all just repackaged and sold under different names. But this one's under a company called Bingfu, and they don't have a model number for it, so I'm going to call it an SF-20, just like all the other generic rubber duck antennas. If you look at it, it looks just like all the other ones. I've got my little label on here, the white thing that's on there, and it's got a BNC connector, just like all the others. Everything is exactly the same. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back and talk to you about the specifications that have been put out by the manufacturer. Here is the package that it comes in, and there were two in this package. Now, this is Bingfu. I know it's going to be backwards, but Bingfu right here. And, you know, everything's made in China. It's just the way everything is today. So what we're going to be doing is testing what they call the Bingfu ham radio antenna. Now that's what they call it. I'm calling it an SF-20 copy. Could be a copy of a Nagoya, could be just an Abri copy, who knows. It's a dual band. It is 2 meter and 70 centimeter, 6 5/8 inches long, just like all the rest of them. Soft, flexible rubber with the BNC male connector, specified as an impedance of 50 ohms. And SWR is specified as less than 1.5 to 1. They all say exactly the same thing. This has specified as maximum 10 watts. However, there's no gain specified on this particular antenna. So, you know, we'll see. I don't believe there's any gain on an antenna like this anyway. So, and then I'll tell you what I paid for it. I paid $9.99 for two of them. Now that's the cheapest of all of the ones that I've tested so far. And I gave one away as a gift to a family member, and I kept one just for the testing. What I do with it after that, who knows? But anyway, when I come back, we're going to start with the testing of this Bingfu SF-20 rubber flexible stubby antenna. All right, first test of the SWR with the SWR power meter on our test bed of the Bingfu SF-20 rubber flexible stubby antenna. And here we go on the 2 meter band. We get an SWR of 1.00 at 5.46 watts. Wow. All right, next up, we're going to test the Bingfu antenna on the 70 centimeter band. And we get an SWR of 2.77 at 4.89 watts. And of course, for all you GMRS fans, we will test this antenna on GMRS channel 16. And we get an SWR of 1.03 at 4.25 watts. All right, next up in our set of tests, we're going to put this antenna on the Nano VNA antenna analyzer. When I turn the Nano VNA on, it is automatically set for the calibrated 2 meter band. And so we'll turn it on and see what we come up with. Oh, very interesting curve here. So at the center of the curve, at 146 megahertz, we have an SWR of 5.76. Okay, so 1.576 And now we're going to go to the calibrated 70 centimeter band. And that's a really weird one. All right. Put this up to the center of the band. And at 435 megahertz, we have an SWR of 3.202. And last but not least, we are going to test on the GMRS band. Set this to the center. So for 465 megahertz, we have an SWR of 1.525. Okay, next set of tests up are the field strength test. I have the radio and the meter specified distance apart. I have the power set on high on the radio, and on the 2-meter band, we are seeing, and I'll get back in just a second, field strength meter test on the 70 centimeter band. And last but not least, we're going to test the field strength of the antenna on the GMRS channel 16. All right, I'm back at one of my favorite parks here. Just so you know, a lot of people ask me to give a little bit of specifications here before I get going on the test. This park that I'm at is about 1/4 to 3/8 of a mile away from my base station. In between the base station and where I'm at are 2 homes, an outbuilding, some high power tension lines, and I'm also underneath a metal roofed gazebo. So I'm assuming that that all of this is going to add up to just a little bit of toughness for the antenna to get out to the base station. I've had some of the other stubby antennas not do so well, and I've had other stubby antennas do rather well. So we're going to find out today how this stubby antenna works. I'll be right back. Okay, we're going to be testing the Bingfu SF-20 stubby flexible rubber antenna. And what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to transmit into my base station, which has a simplex repeater set up on it. And then it's going to take that recording and transmit it back to me. So let's see how this works. This is N8DAV, testing 1, 2, 3, testing 1, 2, 3, testing 1, 2, 3. N8DAV, testing 1, 2, 3, testing 1, 2, 3, testing 1, 2, 3. Well, that was rather good. I did not hear any static. I didn't hear any crackling, nothing. So I think that's about as good as we're going to get here as far as these little stubby antennas are concerned. So let me meet you back at my ham shack, and we can go over all the test results and see what we come up with. Okay, so we're back at the ham shack. So what did we learn today? Well, first of all, I learned that the SWR on this antenna on the 2-meter band and on the GMRS band is just terrific. On the 70 centimeter band, not so good. And the curve on the nano VNA was just awful. But you know, here's the thing. The nano VNA I use to coordinate or to verify the readings that I get with the power SWR meter, because there's always going to be a difference, and I always consider the nano VNA to be more accurate than the power SWR meter that I use. And consistently, it's always about 0.3 to 0.5 higher than what the power SWR meter says usually. And this is just a generality now. I mean, sometimes it's a little bit higher, a little bit less, and sometimes the numbers are completely reversed. You just don't know. But this is a generality here, and the nano VNA definitely verified the numbers that the power SWR meter put out, and I'll tell you what they were. On the on the 2-meter band, I got a 1-to-1 SWR on this little antenna. Now that you can't get any better than that. On the Nano VNA, I got 1.576, so about 1.6. Again, excellent. I mean, for an HT antenna, either one of those is just great. On the 70 centimeter band, on the power SWR meter, I got an SWR of 2.77, and the Nano VNA came back with 3.202, which is about zero point 0.5 higher than what the power SWR meter was. So it's very consistent. On the surprise to me was on the GMRS band, because usually if it's high on the 70 centimeter band, it's going to be high on the GMRS band too. But in this particular case, on the power SWR meter, I got an SWR on the GMRS band of 1.03. Now I thought, oh gosh, now what's going to happen is the Nano VNA is going to come back and blow something completely out of the water and show something completely different, but it did not. It actually verified the reading on the power SWR meter on GMRS and came back with 1.525, which is about 5.25 more than what the SWR meter said. So we're looking good on this antenna. I'm very surprised. And I gave one of these away too, because obviously I didn't think it was going to be so terrific. So anyway, but I'll probably be keeping this one because I do have a need for a very soft rubber flexible type antenna occasionally, especially when I'm going to be in tight quarters and I'm a little clumsy. I bang things around and break things very easily. So that's one of the things that I'm going to be doing. Now, the next set of tests that we ran was on the field strength meter. And I have to tell you, it came right back on the 2 meter band, right up there with the best of them. On the 70 centimeter band, just slightly, I mean, maybe like zero point 0.1 or zero point 0.2 dB below the best that I've gotten. And on the GMRS band, actually much higher than all the other antennas that I tested, which coincides and goes along with the low SWR that I got on the GMRS band with the other 2 meters. So this antenna is really looking pretty good. I'm very surprised at the results, and I'm very surprised with how it worked. And the last but not least, the real world test where I actually transmit into my base station, and I've got the parrot repeater that sends it right back to me. And guess what? I heard no static, not a little bit of sizzle, nothing. And that's about as good as you're going to get. You can't do any better than that. So this little Bingfu antenna, 2 for $10. What can I say? This thing is great. However, I am going to put a caveat on this. I've bought a lot of pairs of antennas in my lifetime. And sometimes one is really, really good, and the second one is not very good at all. Sometimes terrible, sometimes just a little bit worse, sometimes a lot worse. So with the variable quality control and quality that I've been seeing out of all these antennas, I don't know what that second one, how good or how bad it was. I didn't test it before I gave it away. So I can't tell you. It might have been just I got a good one out of the batch. On the other hand, they could all be good. I don't know. But until I get my hands on some more and I do some more testing, never know, because one test is worth 1,000 expert opinions. So this is Dave with Ham Radio Test and Review, asking you to please like and subscribe to my channel. If you like this video, please like it, please subscribe, and please ring the bell so you'll get notices for more of my videos. And again, my name is Dave. My call sign's NADAV. I live in Prescott, Arizona, and I'm saying 73s and so long.